Please have seat. Very good afternoon. Please have seat. So, I think there is a lot of discontinuity we are having. Every time I am creating new cloud, and it is very difficult to go through the session because every system is connected. You won't get the essence if you are not coming regularly to the session, right? You will have to find a priority whether you are really interested in the session or not. Right. So today, for the sake of this, I'll start with the session and see whether your busy schedule allows you to be present in the session or not. Right. So I'll take it. Please have some business model canvas. Can we have? No. Meanwhile, I'll ask you to engage in few things. You are and 8 people are there. Okay. So, group in a group of 2 people. Get mixed. Not the 2 faculties together. Both of you have a special choice. You can pick any girl out of this and form a team. So first the video part goes to the faculty. You can pick any girl. Sit together. Ma'am, now your turn. Okay. Now, are you guys satisfied that? Okay. So now, exchange one. I want to make something uncomfortable. Okay, so we last time what we did, we put up a problem that started with a statement rather, and it was like you guys also pair up into two, team of 2. So your choice, one will be settling with anybody. They can choose anyone. So can join Wednesday. One can join that. Okay, so can anybody tell that what we did last time? No. Okay.
We talked about health issues.
Address to everybody.
So we talked about how old people fall frequently. So what them falling after they fall to reduce the damage, we have to design some products so that the damage would be less, or else they totally don't fall off the uneven surfaces or etc.
Yes, so we started good. I'll add few more lines into it. We started with the problem of elderly people. Then we found that there is very peculiar and prominent problem is that they fall frequently, right? And after the secondary research, we got to know that this problem is more prominent in females, right? Then we started talking about some solutions. Before going to that, we discussed that more and more, right? Then we thought of few solutions, and they were working in a team of three. They can come up with some beautiful solutions, and they pitched their solution in form of advertisements, right? So, what were the products? Can you recall some? Yeah, please tell. Hmm? Okay. Another one. Jacket was there.
Shoes.
Shoes, footwear was there, and tiles. There was one solution in form of tiles, a different type. Okay. No? Something like that. No, it was not. It wasn't water. Yeah. So let's take up this thing and let's try to actually match some like that. So we have got this information that falling is very prominent in elderly, and the places where they usually fall is where there is uh, disalignment of surfaces. Then, where the surface is too shiny or the slope is more, right? The wet surface. They can fall anywhere like in the lawns, that this alignment is there or something like that. So these people came up with some beautiful ideas that there should be something, some fruit-like structure, and they fall. That jacket comes up like a that airbag kind of feeling is there. Then some came with a shoe which can balance them and actually analyze it, and that can be balanced. Other one was stick. Then there was one stick which can help them with other things, right? You talked about special tiles which have more friction, right? So with that thing, within your home, you can avoid that shiny surfaces and even public places as well. Now, very quick exercise for you. Can you guys reiterate and find some more solutions? Next 2 minutes. Work in your team.
Just like Tesla without speaking term of sensor brain.
Anything you can think about. 2 minutes you have. Within your teams you discuss, and those who already own the products, they can further, which we discussed last time. Owning means that, okay? So they can further enhance that. Think about that. 2 minutes. Next 30 seconds. Okay, we can start discussing now. Your team. Present. What was yours? Staircase. Okay. Okay, so in staircase, you can translate between the levels, right? But what about when they are going to parks? Your team. Your team. Okay. Okay, so here is question exercise and questions. You guys, mm, who does jacket? You can see that jacket to something which is more trendy. Okay. Okay. So a lot of reflections I can hear, but I haven't heard from someone a solution such as simple as that. Some assisting solution like some person will assist. Some caretaker kind of solution. Very simple solution could have. It's one thing like it will change it, the surface will change its friction, that material will be like that, spec will be there, which will actually have, and then again related to shoes and shoes, related to stay on shoes, and then which is using the real life, the simplest stuff like a service, right? Paying somebody 400, 500 bucks per day. No, yeah. But that can also be managed based on the opportunity amount. Okay, okay. But many times people promise 24 hours service.
And that's why everyone will have to spend some.
Ah.
Whereas if it was you taking gadget or any accessory, so one time investment.
Mhm.
So everyone, and that too is not fixed. Everyone, it is going to be incremental basis.
Yeah. So how much you feel like means how many pieces somebody will buy? How frequently they will come to you for buying that particular?
When it goes to one budget, kind of service and provides many aspects to come.
So given those information, you guys may not felt some solutions. The problem which is prevalent in elderly, and that is basically how to prevent falling into elderly, right? Then you guys yourself pointed out that some type of services are actually not available 24 hours and the cost of acquisition could be higher initially or there could be no recurring, right? Very hard to start business with. So welcome to this session is on business model canvas. Okay? So here we will check all these possibilities. So people teach. I'm not a teacher, so they teach uh, business model canvas as a key partnership. You feel who are your partners, what are your key activities, what are key resources, and the value proposition, customer relationship, channel, customer segment, cost, and revenue. Right? We have to be pretty simple, but yet we have to be more explorative. We should define every term, right? So always when you plan something, plan two things. What will be your spending? What will be your spending pattern? And from where money will come? Like today, we can say parents will fund my education, right? Else, I'll go to bank. Any other source? No, this is the most probabilistic resources you are having. So that is very important that from where to start. So that could come into your revenue stream. Anything begins with when you have that kind of money present. Okay? So it starts with revenue stream and once you know that what will be the forecast of that expenditure, like the money you are asking from the bank or your parents, okay, so the fee will be paid biannually or annually or monthly, right? Whether it will be paid to institution only or there will be few trainings also, right? So revenue stream and cost structure, why this cost structure is also very important, is whether you have to make a down payment all at once or it will come into breakup so you get some chance in between, right? So you have some asset and you have defined channels into revenue stream and you have cost structure where you know that how this all money will be utilized, right? So if there is some balance between your revenue stream and your cost structure, then only some business is sustainable. Okay? How we will analyze this? I'll ask you that before starting any business, what you guys do, that you find the value proposition, right? If I come up with a new chips brand, will you able to pick it up? Having the same kind of quality or 2 or 3 rupees less than Lay's. Yeah. So value proposition is very important, right? And suppose I introduce something that chips will be sour, then it can turn sweeter, and it can turn tangy as well. Will this add to the value proposition? And at last you can chew it like a chewing gum, right? Or you can switch. Like if you expose it for longer, then only it will turn into chewing gum. Otherwise, you can just take it, swallow it. Will this add to some value proposition? This brand has some chance, right? So that value proposition is very important before starting anything. And that's why it's put in the middle, right? But if I say that you have to sell these chips to a place where the average age of population is 60 plus years, will this product with so many variations will be vulnerable? But if I ask that the age group of that place varies in between 10 to 30, it has good prospects, right? Agreed? So, your last column, which is the customer segment, it comes into play. How well you know who is going to consume your product, your services, whatever the business form you are offering. It can be demarcated on there are so many bases, like on the demography. Maybe there could be some study to correlate that this is gender based, this could be the females like it more or the males like it more, right? It could be like some particular age group like it more, right? It could be some psychological state, like people going to some arena, like some IPL is going on or some sports arena is there. So consumption could accelerate, right? Now this won't much depend upon the age group because there is chance of influencing. The person besides you will be consuming, you won't be like, you can take your bags off, feel comfortable, right? So I think she is trying to imitate that particular product where some old man is falling and that backpack is coming. I think your idea, right? She adopted it. Okay. So this customer segment again has diversification. So before starting that business, you should know that who is the actual consumer of that business and how you are demarcating it. Like you guys are more into like real projects, but you never think of that who will do this. Even if you give those projects to somebody, some relative, they won't accept it, right? Because it is in that form. So you must know that what is the customer segment for same, right? Now, value proposition you have, customer segment you have. How will you bridge this? Suppose that chips is made in Punjab and we are sitting in Telangana. It will need channels, right? The channel will come between here. This will tunnel and connect both these boxes, right? So it could be like it will be transported via and via, right? There could be different other channels as well. So this is example of a chips, right? Chips packet which is getting manufactured in Punjab and it has aspiration to take over all over the country. So those channels are there. But how the customer will again reiterate to you? That is also very important, right? Even if your specs are so robust that it is so futuristic that it senses everything and all, and suppose it is made up of unpredictability, what will you do? Just one time first, right? And thanks to that Indian tradition and culture, it will be passed on to the generations, right? And thanks to the improvisation, people can put up the stickers and all, customize it. Okay? So how will you create that relationship with the customers through that channel? That comes into the customer relationship. You come second time because you are our valued customers. Will offer you 20% discount on the latest batch. These kind of offers, right? Or you buy to next time for your third generation. What you do that we open some account, you keep on saving 10 rupees per month, and whatever value is left, we will compensate. Like some golden harvest kind of a scheme, Danish. Right? So, value proposition, customer segment, channel is connecting them, and this customer relationship, the kind of offers you want to create that bond, that comes into the customer segment. So I think these four blocks are completed, which is started with value proposition, identifying the customer segment, putting a right channel to reach out to that customer, and putting up right offers so that that particular relationship is increased, right? Then what will enable you doing these things? What will enable you doing these things? How will you get to this business? Suppose you know how to make chips. You have procured some good machine and you have imported it, but will machine alone can do the job? Again, there is just machine for chips making, but not for packaging. And things like whether you need machines for packaging or you are going to procure the printed packages and simply use for packaging, not making the packets. This is again a decision. You think about your key partners. And then which is most important is who will supply the raw material. If Punjab is full of carrots, will it make sense to make potato chips? Who will supply? You are not going to grow, right? With all these efforts. So what you will do? You will buy. So you will put up all your key partnerships. Key partnership means whatever is necessary to build this business. Okay? I could have started from key partnership, but that looks too bookish. Right? Then your key resources, key partnerships, who will the right people to do these things, and then the key resources. What would be your key resources? Again, this looks disconnected without knowing that resources for what? Resources for what? Can you tell? For making product and not selling. Ultimate aim is to sell. So this is again a very disconnected statement. If I simply use the key resources without putting up key activities, this time I'm putting up channel A, but I'm putting up the upper segment, which is the key activities, right? So with all that business ready, with the value proposition, customer segment, customer this and that, and then the channels ready, and your partner list ready, what will be your next strategy? How will your partner, your customer know that there is some chips available in the market which changes its taste and texture? Advertisements, right? So there will be different activities you will have to perform. Maybe some skits, maybe you will be putting up free samples in the joggers park or after the colleges or schools, right? Your presence around the amusement parks and all. So these will play as key activities. Some will be willing to hire the Bollywood, Tollywood actors as well, right? The influencers, right? So this all will be the key activities. Now again the key resources to carry out those activities. Okay, so resources will come who will carry out those activities as per your business plan, right? So for putting up these advertisements and all, you will create few teams. You will have some social media or digital media presence in terms of human resources and the assets for display, right? It could be like you have big electronic screens. You say that in whole Shakepet or Tolly Choki we can put a whole screen of 100 by 100 feet. पूरी दुनिया जान जाएगी, है ना? तो this could again happen. These could be your key resources. So my suggestion, once you find this kind of flow, like value proposition, whether it is reaching out to the customers and through that particular channel, right? And you have that channel accessed multiple times because that will increase your sale, right? That will determine your market acquisition and that can enable you to actually target the customer segments which were earlier not thought of, right? So maybe people are so influenced with this thing that even the elderly people start eating it. You can put up something like ashwagandha or something like that. You say ginger will enhance this and all. Right? You can fortify it. Thinking of, right? So this all can be when there is this kind of flow, value proposition to customer segment is increasing with respect to the customer relationship schemes. When there is proposition between customer segment and customer relationship, and this channel is established and both are increasing, there is some connection between them, some incremental pattern, and you find that doing this can be made possible by these three blocks of key partnerships, key activities, and key resources, all that built up over revenue stream, again revenue stream. Now, for starting a business, you have asked your parents for the money. You have asked, approached your friends about the money, right? But once this customer relationship, customer segment starts to increase, you will see that this will flow into your revenue stream, because that will be your venture will turn into something where there will be continuous cash flow and not putting profit right now. Profit is something different. Again, maybe your investment is so high that reaching that break even will take some year, right? But if this customer relationship and customer segment, this segment is generating something, some stream, which is coming out into this revenue stream and turning out into revenue stream, that revenue stream portion is growing, it starts growing, then you will see the cost structure remains either same or it starts decreasing, or there is generous increment in revenue stream and there is very little change in cost structure, and there is significant increase in customer segment and customer relationship. You will see that your venture will start moving towards the profitability. Why towards the profitability? Because the actual profit will come out after so many things. Like profit is not just calculated with this. Like you have put up 10 rupees and you sold that item for 15 rupees. No, because you haven't done the cost analysis. Initially, you have done it on a very minuscule level, right? Suppose that quantity needed is 10,000. What will you do? You will have to hire people, right? Then you will value the human resource cost. In that 10 rupee and 15 rupees selling, you haven't included your efforts. So the business is not sustainable. Any business, when you neglect the most important cost, that is the human resources cost. Let it be yourself doing it. But if you are not valuing your efforts, it is not going to sustain. The value you will know that day you will receive so many orders which will be possible for you to complete alone. Right? So you will have to make it in a way that that value, the actual cost after cutting all the expenses in human resources, all the expenses like acquiring some office. Running office is a really costly affair, right? You have to have space, you have to have this electricity, and you have to have people. Then you could have good pantry to motivate people, right? Then a few after office parties to motivate people. There are different schemes available, different calls available. Cutting all, it comes the profit. Then very important, that is very important, most important is paying the taxes. Otherwise, next time you won't be able to run the business. You will land up in jail, whatever effort you put in, right? Else, you amass so much money that you just flew back to Barbados or some other place like that. So, after that, the actual profit comes. So initially you provision something which keeps the things running. Some revenue stream keeps on coming that covers your cost structure. Okay? You try to increase the profitability by increasing the customer segment and customer relationships. You add on more key partners, like somebody is offering you the raw material at 3 rupees per kg. Now you will try it out at 2 rupees 80 paisa, a new partner. And maybe next time that 2 rupees 80 paisa partner is not available. You should have that audacity, you should have that relationship that you can again go back to 3 rupees wala person. And he gives you that particular item at 3 rupees. Otherwise, he or she may say that no, buddy, now it's time 6 rupees. That will end up the whole thing, right? So this key partnership is that important. And for that also you will have to put up some key activities which will create that bonding and keep that bonding intact, right? So I think this is all about business model canvas. Now I assign one assignment, like whatever product you have thought of for creating for elderly people to save them from fall. Do a branding. Last time we did some advertisements also, na? For that good ads were put up. So what you do that create a business model canvas for it. Think of that particular product, put up the values, value proposition, what kind of different value proposition it is actually offering. Try out with the customer segment. You can do the secondary research also. Okay, in this particular geography, maybe you want to serve in Japan because the elderly population is more there, right? So that thing, what will be your channel? Somebody would think about maybe some hyperloop is coming and it will reduce the travel time and the cost also. So we'll simply put in the Bay of Bengal and it will emerge in Japan, right? So all these fancy things. Then the customer relationship, how you will make it recurring, okay, based on some logical terms. And then who will be the key partners, key activities, key resources. And before doing this, how your business will start, who will pour in the money in the revenue stream. And when this venture becomes successful, many people start investing also, right? So you try to acquire more and more customer segment. You increase this customer relationship. You increase this key partnerships and activities. Your resources automatically increase, right? So more and more money is poured. So the size of this particular block increases. It affects everything, and your business model canvas finally grows further, right? So I want a business model canvas from each of you. Each of you means each of the team, right? It's very simple that before the next session, you can draw it, the same website, you can use the strategizer, and you can draw your business model canvas in whatever way you want to draw it. You simply post it over the Google Drive. Google Drive will be shared, right? Seems simple, sounds simple. Not the assignment, but posting the assignment. Is that process well aligned and adoptable by you? Okay. Can I expect that next time I'll have? Okay. So next session we will start building upon this. Right? Thank you so much.